Hello and welcome back to Ultimate Marble Racing Season 5, and good evening to YouTube, where we are back with race number 28, Dune Canyon Stadium by our very own Snorker. Now, when it was mentioned that this could be like the most cursed season of them all so far, it does seem to be that way, and it continues to be, with yesterday's stream having to be called off. Because I had family over, and we're over for longer than I was expecting. What needed doing took a bit longer, so I was like, by the time I get around to actually getting the stream sorted, it's going to be too late. And I know a lot of people have time frames for watching. No, it's still just going to be the one race. Just means the end's probably going to be a little bit later, but hey, these things happen. But it's fine because I'm still catching up with the YouTube uploads as well, so just make them a bit closer to when the lives are happening. And yeah, it's just one of them seasons this season, clearly, with all the different postpones and things that have come up affecting the streams and technical issues and all of that fun stuff. Yeah, we'll continue with the one racer stream at the moment. Anyway, going into race 28 into Dune Canyon Stadium, a returning race. I know a few people quite like this track. Quite an interesting track. We'll get over to that in a minute. Superboss still holding on to that lead. Not many races left. Superboss is just hanging in there, but Moo and Bwer are both closing in. And it's quite close across the board. So this could make for a very interesting end to the season. So let's head over to the track. So here we are, Dune Canyon Stadium. But before we take a tour around, for those that haven't seen it, we need to do the prediction. So how many DNFs do you think there'll be? Get those predictions in. 2 minutes to do that, and then let's have a look around. So we start off with a ladder. Getting a Minecraft ad. You know what, funnily enough, I hadn't had a McDonald's, for going on a bit of a tangent, for quite a while. Probably a good few months, trying to be healthier and all that. And then I decided to get one with all the Minecraft stuff going on, and I've had a couple since the Minecraft things. I've had a couple of Happy Meals. And to be honest, I think the Happy Meal toys, the kids ones, are actually better than the adult Happy Meal toys. I've got a couple from both, and yeah, I honestly think the kids Happy Meal ones are better. You have one right next to your dorm. Well, you kind of have to then, haven't you? It's hard to avoid. So yeah, there's a jump near the start. Sort of did a bit of a overview here. Going across the zigzags into a bowl, get pulled through a pipe into another bowl, another jump down to another ladder. We've got some shortcuts here. Risky one because you got to jump. You can do a double hop, or you can play it safe and land with a single hop, and then another potential shortcut into the mass of chaotic things to avoid. Up a ladder into a final bowl and down to the start finish. Yes, they're doing adult Happy Meals. I think they're just called Minecraft Meals. But they're basically, instead of calling them toys, they call them collectibles. And they are, instead of being Minecraft figures, they're Minecraft variants of McDonald's, like mascots, I guess, and things that are related to McDonald's. So, for example, I know they've got the Hamburglar you can get, because my sister's also got a few and she's given me a couple of hers. There's like a Minecraft helmet which is shaped like a box of fries, I think. And then there's a burger one as well. Uh, I've got the Grimace egg, which is shaped like the Ender Dragon egg, but it's the Grimace. And I've no idea what this character is. I'm sure someone could tell me, but like the McDonald's duck chicken bird looking thing. I'd never seen this mascot before, and it's got an elytra on it. But then in terms of, and then they come with like little holographic collectors cards which have codes on the back for people that play Bedrock Edition. So for anyone that does actually play Bedrock, I probably won't use these. So maybe I'll put the codes in some Minecraft streams. So for anyone who does play Bedrock and wants any of these collectible in-game items, I might put the codes up. So I've got a couple of codes. But yeah, the kids ones are actually characters, and they all attach together. And there's like a thing of land and that folds open, and then they all clip in together to make almost like a diorama, I guess, but not as advanced. But yeah, I actually think they look a bit cooler. But yeah. There are plans for Modernizing Your Town, but people were against it and it got rejected. That's crazy. I thought I thought when they did a sort of collaboration for toys and Happy Meals and stuff, it was a global thing. I see the Hydrate as well. That's a shame. Just want to get a McCrispy sometimes. Yeah, cravings. Right, let's get everyone spawned in. Just realised the background music isn't coming through on this. Why are you not picking it up? There we go. Okay, just was being strange. Okay, let's get everyone spawned in. Spicy. Spicy McCrispy. So, 5 laps. On the front row, we have Shady, Weep, Superboss, and Demon. On the back row, we have Snorker, Stardust, Jimmy, and Pesky Bird. Love being in pain while eating. That's my thoughts on spice as well. Like, don't get me wrong, if it adds to the flavour, I don't mind a bit of spice. But I don't see the point in ordering something that's like crazy spicy. I see there's people that get curries and have it like insanely spicy, and I sat there eating and sweating. And it's like, no, I just want to enjoy it. I don't care about the heat. I want something that I enjoy the taste of, to be honest. But yeah, let's get the race started. Manifesting a pesky win. Let's see what happens. Going to be fighting from the back. Yeah, see hot sauces and stuff. Like, it's one of those things that I think's a fun gimmick. To be like, oh yeah, give it a go, give it a go. Like, I've done that. I've blown my head off with hot food just because I thought it'd be funny. Yeah, I went somewhere with Will, who anyone that follows the Bushfinders I've mentioned before, he's basically the face of that group. And we went to a place, and what drew us in was they were a chicken place, but they also had Carolina Reaper and a few other hot sauces, ghost peppers, all of that. So we went in. I went in with a couple of other mates as well. We're like, oh, you know what? Let's get some normal chicken, and then let's do it. Let's get a plate of the hottest chicken they can do. So it's quite quiet when we went. And we were chatting with the guy, proper nice people there. Don't know the name of the place because it was a while ago. And said, oh, can you give us the hottest chicken you can do? He's like, the hottest? Well, we have like Carolina Reapers. Like, yeah, just the hottest. He's like, do you want like multiple spices? We're like, yeah, just go into the kitchen and say, just make it as hot as possible. Put it all together. And they did. I tell you what, we ate a whole piece of the chicken because we committed to it. And, oh, it was so hot. So crazy hot. And one of our mates was walking around. He asked for a glass of ice. I was just walking around chewing ice. It was hilarious, but never again. It's not even just the heat of the mouth. It's then what it does to your stomach afterwards. No. But yeah, back to the action. Boy and Pesky Bird. shooting up into first and second. Pesky Bird coming in from the back of the grid all the way up to the front. And I've got Demon and Cheese trailing behind a bit early on. Yeah, I know. I need to sometimes get on these tangents during the race. Don't know what people's preferences on that is, whether you like little bits of story time during the race or whether you want pure race commentary focus. I can do either. Stick to just talking race during races and chat about other stuff other times, or can chat away mid-race 50-50. Like some chat, that's good. I can keep it that way. Because I don't want to feel like I'm going on a tangent and people are then like, oh, just focus on the race. What are you doing? Yeah, that's good. That's good. So through the obstacles, Boyer's got a pretty good lead early on, but we have got a few ladders on this track, so we'll see. We'll see how Boyer handles that. Could be tricky. Pesky Bird, second. Eggbot close behind in third. That's true. Later in the race, can definitely get more intense and need a bit more focus on the action. Oh, it's a pretty good line by Pesky Bird. We're going a little bit wider on the approach, or a nudge from Alfonso, but Boyer's going to go into Pesky Bird. Alfonso's just causing chaos in here, trying to slow everyone else down up at the front, and this could really turn the tides. And Snorker on their own track. Oh, I thought it was going to roll back here, but Moo and Pesky Bird saying no to that, and Pesky Bird and Boyer still managing to come out first and second, but Pesky Bird taking that top spot. Were second, then Eggbot, Iceman, Jimmy, and Moo tied for third. So very chaotic through that bowl, and yes, Faludes is stationary, so that is going to be F's in the chat for Faludes. Oh, and Stardust is off the track, so F's in the chat for Stardust as well. It is not a good day for the Bulls of Steel. We're the only one hanging in there for the team. It is not looking great. Oh, and of course, I hope everyone enjoyed the epic race that I hosted. The most epic race of 2025. Feel like you're not going to see much better than that. Weep with a very interesting tactic there. Tell you what, that's one for the highlight reel. Absolutely crazy strategy going into the bowl and storming away with it because of it. That is a massive lead. Huge play by Weep, and Superboss trailing. It's looking a bit rough for Superboss late into this season. That lead is starting to run away. Eggbot's going to get a roll back and have to try again, go into the pipe. Jimmy's got a great line there. Will drop down before Pesky Bird. You had class. Oh, it's a shame. It's such a good race. It was incredibly close. Came down to the wire, and the finish was just off. The snipe. Wouldn't have seen it coming. So an interesting lap here on lap 1, going to lap 2. Wur's fallen down to 7th, Pesky Bird down to 4th, and Weep's just flying away in the lead. So that strategy will have to be learned by others. Clearly the meta for that zigzag. Pesky Bird going for the double hop to gain on Eggbot. Eggbot's going to take the next shortcut. We'll see if Pesky Bird follows. They do. As does Demon. but Moo opting to go the other way around. Right, further back, Cheese, Superboss, and Azure. Superboss and Azure trailing behind a bit. And I keep saying this, but we could see Superboss getting dethroned, maybe, if it stays like this. I keep saying that, and somehow they just keep hanging on. Depends on how well Moo and Boer do, really. And Fludes is on the move again. Has been set free, looks like, probably by Eggbot. That is true. Maybe Superboss will just suddenly fly into the lead here. But going on to lap 3, Wheat with the fastest lap, that is no surprise. I can't imagine anyone's taking that fastest lap. Again, it'd be great if there was a way to see what the lap times were. It'd be nice to have like a fastest lap record keeper. So I'd be intrigued on how quick that lap was. Obviously, it'd be tricky with the way that you can edit tracks to sort of tweak that, or whether it'd reset with every track edit. Yeah, crazy lead, 17-second lead. And Shady is off track. That is DNF number 3. There we go, you already know it. F's in the chat. Shady will be DNFing. Oh, Snorker getting squished by Azure and Iceman there. And now Superboss joins the bowl. Little bit of contact there with Azure. Yeah, the DNFs could be good for Fludes. Oh, Demon with a good exit line. Learning from Wheat. How good's the next drop going to be? Not quite lined up, but not the worst line. And Pesky Bird is gaining on Wheat. There is still a good gap, but it's getting closed. Eggbot really having trouble with this pipe. Ooh, an Eggbot fall off the bowl. Interesting, I'm not sure if we've seen that one before. But F's in the chat for Eggbot. That is race over after a good start. Everyone is going to be very upset with that. Oh, Boer and Snorker getting a rollback as well. There's some difficulties with this pipe today. Both with very different lines. Snorker's going to make contact with Jimmy, and that's probably going to work out well for Snorker. Oh, but Cheese coming in aggressive, slamming Jimmy to the other side of the bowl. And Alfonso is also going to hit Jimmy there and then hit Cheese, and Cheese will go through as a great tactic by Alfonso. Will also drop down and gain some positions from that. Yeah, fall off that bowl, just going a little bit too quick. But looking good for Fludes, just going to be, well, as long as they can stay consistent from this point onwards, could be picking up a few extra points. Although, see in the background taking a fall on the shortcut attempt, and we'll lose some time there. Here comes Pesky Bird into the bowl. Not quite able to get any contact with Weep, so Weep's going to drop down, keep hold of that lead going on to lap 4. And Demon in third at the moment. Mu in fourth, the two Eternal Darkness members. And then we have Alfonso followed by Cheese. We've got Snorker, Whir, Azur, Jimmy, Iceman, and Superboss going slow and steady, but gaining a few positions as people fall. There is an element of survivability in this track. So the top three starting to spread themselves out again. But behind them, we have a bit of a group here battling it out, and there's some contact by Alfonso and Mu. That actually helped Mu out quite a bit, getting a quick drop down. Oh, a great landing by Snorker. You can tell that they made this track look like a bit of got their hacks on there, the way they whipped into the central point there with that line. Bit of team assist going on there. Flude's coming in to give Boer a nudge. Oh, but then has to make contact again as Alfonso pushing up the inside. Some more contact. Flude's going to stop Boer from going too far out. There's a bit of a pile-up going on in the bowl. It's causing Boer to lose a bit of time. Manages to drop down just before Jimmy. Azur still going around. Meanwhile, we can see Pesky Bird has made it past Weep and is up in the lead. And both of them over half a lap ahead of the majority. Weep on the ladder. Demons up in the bowl. Mu coming in now to join. In the bowl down below, we have Cheese, Snorker, and Alfonso. And no one falling off this time around. And approaching the final lap, it's all looking good for Pesky Bird right now. Weep just coming up to the ladder now as Pesky Bird approaching the top. And then a big gap back to Mu, who's now in third. Demon in fourth. Cheese in fifth. And Snorker in sixth. A slow landing by Fludes, tactical play. Does gain an extra position, finally getting past where Eggbot fell. Wait, were we on the final lap? No, we've just started the final lap, haven't we? Thought for a second there we'd missed the finish line, but we're only just on the final lap now. And Pesky Bird going in aggressive on Superboss. Fruity Loops looking for game. They both go around. Pesky Bird dropping in. Slowed Superboss down quite a bit with that. Good drop down by Mu there. Look at the time difference. almost in DNF timer territory. So let's see what's going on in the group over here. Got Cheese just going off the top of the ladder. Then we've got Jimmy, Snorker, Bwert, and Azure. Iceman just coming down to the ladder now. Big hit on the ladder entry there for Superboss, but stays on the track. Weep with quite a high speed line into that bowl. Don't think Moo's got a good enough line to be able to gain. It's going to be a slow spin for both of them around the bowls. So over the jump, Demon approaching the zigzags. And with Moo currently in 3rd, Superboss currently in 12th. This could be a huge point gain for Moo. Because the point breakdown, 3rd is quite a chunk better than 4th. Oh, but could Demon come in to change that? As I say, that Demon is going to take that 3rd place. Rough landing on the exit though. But let's head over to the race leader. Going up the ladder, where's Weep? Yeah, Weep's a little bit far back. It does look like a manifesting may have worked, Pesky Bird. Calling the win. Manifesting the win. Going into the bowl for the last time. Look at that, perfect end as well. Crossing the line. And with the fastest lap. Actually taking Weep's fastest lap. I don't think it was from this lap, I think it was from before, but very good fastest lap. And there we go, Pesky Bird takes the win. A very good race. The consistency was on point. Now Moo will still pick up decent points with the 4th. The point breakdown to help with the benefit and the reward for staying consistent is top 10 have more of an increase between positions than everyone outside the top 10, and then I think it increases at the 5th position, and then it goes up again at 3rd, 2nd, and then 1st. Having to try and remember my own point system off the top of my head. And Weep across 48, basically, a 48-second lead by Pesky Bird. A little bit quicker and could have DNF'd everyone else on the track. Oh, a big jump there by Jimmy in the background to get past Bwert. Snorker going the long way around. Jimmy with the short curve. Bwert gets short as well. They do, cutting in front of Snorker. So again, interesting further battle to see how that plays out. And is that Azure off track in the distance? That is an Azure off track. F's in the chat. Azure goes off final lap. Demon crossing the line to take 3rd. Oh, it's close here between Cheese and Moo, but looks like Moo's going to drop down 1st. We'll take 4th. Good race for Eternal Darkness. Cheese taking 5th. Let's see what's happening further back. Oh my goodness, this is going to be close. Snorker, Jimmy, and Bwert. Who do you think's got it? Who do you think will will have it. Will Flues pass Azure? That is interesting. Ooh. I'm not sure because an extra lap may be needed for it. Here we are going into it. Where will be? Oh, okay. So Snorker and Jimmy just showing up on that final section and shooting straight through. Oh, and Alfonso's going to do the same. A Boer moment? Is this another one for the Boer moment list? Boer went from being a few places ahead of Superboss to now only being one place ahead of Superboss. And we'll have to settle for 9th. Yeah. So, you know, Snorker and Jimmy just kind of absolutely destroying the tension there for the ending. Well. Of all the Boer moments. Now, Iceman and Superboss. If Iceman can get in before Superboss, this could help Boer close in on Superboss a bit more. Iceman will have the inside lane. And Iceman nails the landing. Takes 10th. Which means Superboss will take 11th. And it will be DNFs. Potentially DNFs for everyone else. We'll have to see if Fludes can make it to the end. The longer Superboss goes around here, the better the odds for Fludes. You could do, yeah. I know people quite enjoy this track. This was one that I brought in and I was very mixed on whether people would enjoy it at first. But it actually went down surprisingly well. It is a good track. It is enjoyable. There's always some good action in it. So yeah, I definitely think changing the ladders out. I know there's a lot of tracks that from early days were built with ladders because it just seemed like the easiest way to go up. But now obviously people have discovered better ways to keep the momentum, keep the flow of the race going with other techniques. So yeah, definitely be interested to see this with some more modern techniques built into it. Maybe fix up some of the DNFs. I know people like a few DNFs, so you know what? Maybe keep a few in there. Maybe not. Maybe not make it perfect. Although I'm sure someone will always find a way to DNF somewhere. Always happens. Yeah, definitely. It would be nice if you do get a new version done. Definitely post it in the Discord, and I can swap out the versions, whether it's under the same name or even a new name or like a version 2. Just let me know and I can swap it in for future ones. And also Fludes has passed Azure, so another point to pick up there. There we go, the DNFs are confirmed. Awesome, you'll have a bit of time to work on it before the next UMR season because we will be doing our first of the spin-off seasons next, which will be the International or the Marble GPs. Not all, I shouldn't say all, it's definitely not going to be all, that's a lot of tracks. But it'll be Marble GP tracks. And then it will be UMR Season 6, followed by another spin-off, which I have not decided which spin-off it will be yet. That'll be based on a few different factors, including having tracks, enough tracks for them. So, for example, if we were going to do a Mario Kart themed one, we would need to make sure there's enough tracks to make an interesting season of it. The seasons will be most likely half the length, or at least maybe not completely half, but shorter seasons than the main seasons. They will have a prize pool of their own, which will be about half of the prize pool of the main seasons. So there's still incentive there, still some good fun. But obviously they're not the main season. Yeah, it's basically Iceman. Let's go to our winning cam while we're chatting. Pesky Bird, congratulations on the win. Great performance. Looked like Weep had it, but Pesky Bird just came through, fastest lap. Dominated from the last few laps. Couldn't be stopped. But yeah, basically it'll be Iceman's tracks. all the Marble GP ones, going international, going from place to place, country to country. Does every country have a GP? That is Iceman's plan. There are definitely a lot out there. I know Iceman's trying to basically cover the entire world with tracks. So yeah, there's a lot out there definitely to check out. Iceman and the workshop. But we'll be going through. This will all happen between the seasons. I'll be putting in a thing to ask what everyone's countries are, and those that want to respond can, and we'll make sure to pick tracks from everyone's home countries, and then I'll discuss with Iceman what the best ones outside of that are to fill the rest of the slots. Mario Kart themed would be good for the algorithm because of the Switch 2. That is true. That is a very good point. It could work quite well. At the same time, we could get absolutely butchered by Nintendo. But it doesn't matter because they don't make any money on YouTube, so they can demonetize whatever they want. Yeah, don't make money doing this. Can make some real tracks for the world races. At the moment, it's just going to be all Marble GPs. In the future, we may do a real racetrack one as well. That is another one I have on the list. So if you do want to do some real racetracks, definitely. That is another spin-off I do have in mind. So I'll have this, which is Marble GPs. And then there'll also be one which will basically be replicas of real racetracks, whether that's F1, Rally, MotoGP, whatever. No, if you name it Marble GP, it's not eligible. Oh, we're not counting that as an official Iceman Marble GP track. But like I say, if you do one of a real track, it would definitely be good for a future spin-off season. So we'll be looking for a few replica tracks for that. You did just make a Mario Kart adjacent track. Well, that's good to hear. I think there are a few on there now, so that is good. Nintendo would have no right to copy strike you for Marble footage. You see, it's interesting. And they currently allow people to use their music on YouTube. I didn't know that one, because I know Nintendo have a very fussy. I've brought this up before, I think, on a stream as well, not too long ago. There's a zombies streamer / YouTuber that I watch called Noah J. And I know he has an issue whenever he does mapping competitions where people make zombie maps, and there are Nintendo themed ones, that he has to do them all in one video because that video gets copyrighted and demonetized by Nintendo. However, I'm wondering if that's because the assets are basically pulled or resemble everything from Mario, whereas, or anything Nintendo, whereas in Marble World they wouldn't necessarily be, unless someone built a really realistic Mario figure, or I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, I think it's the assets. Yeah, they can be. I know originally, quite a while ago, you weren't allowed to do any YouTube videos playing Nintendo games. They striked everything. They didn't realize, like, this is promotion. They just striked everything, so you couldn't even play the games. Whereas now, obviously, you've got people playing Mario Kart and Mario on YouTube. Crazy, absolutely crazy. They were really shooting themselves in the foot there, but yeah, they have interesting ideas. But anyway, I'm going to go put these results over on the leaderboard. I'll be back in just a minute with the standings. Oh, but first, predictions. Predictions, can't forget. So what's that, 5 DNFs? Oh, just one person, just. There we go, complete prediction. Nintendo and Disney, the evil corpse. Yeah, well done, Pesky Bird. You got the win and you got the prediction right. It is a good day for Pesky Bird. A good day indeed. There we go, highlighting track pieces again. Yes, now I'm going to go and put the results over on the leaderboard and be back in just a minute with the standings. Right, the results have been entered. So let's head over to the standings. So following that race, we have a new leader in the season, but it's still very close. Moo takes the #1 spot with 560 points. Superboss getting pushed down to second with 557. We're in third with 527. Jimmy in fourth with 514. Azur in fifth with 507. I feel like I said that twice. I think my brain's just malfunctioning. Stardust in sixth with 499. Iceman in seventh with 498. Cheese in eighth with 493, tied with Fludes. Pesky Bird in 10th with 488. Then we have Shady, Snorker, Eggbot, Demon, Alfonso, and Weep. Yeah, sometimes when I read these out, I feel like I say the same thing twice. All these numbers. All these numbers. Oh dear. And the team standings. Balls of Steel getting knocked down once again with a rough race for them. Fludes with a 12th, Stardust with a 16th, and Boer with a 9th. Means Tutti Frutti is leading with 510 points. Balls of Steel second with 506. Icebreaker's third with 500. Eternal Darkness fourth with 496. And Dogeballs fifth with 489. Then we have Ultraviolet, Snowballs, Grandmasters, Green Slushies, and Marble Minions. So yes, we have a new leader going into the final 4 tracks. Now we have a new track coming up next, and of course, talking of Mario Kart tracks, it is a Mario Kart track. It is SNES Mario Circuit 2. Totally new track to this season. And yeah, 4 races left. 3 points between first and second. And Boer in third, within reach of first still. Your question. Which question? We say back or me say back? That question. Yeah, can you answer my question about making Marvel GPs? If I had to Marvel GPs, oh no, so I think I answered that. No, so I won't count in terms of the Marble GPs for the season I've got planned up next. It's just the Iceman ones, so I class those as kind of like the verified Marble GP series. Because it's kind of like his staple track. That he's been... It's basically all the tracks he's done, I think, are Marble GPs. And yeah, I think Iceman also agreed to doing some guest commentary for some of the streams that they can make it to. So that'll be interesting. That'll be fun. But yeah, that's the plan. Demand your own race series. Like I say, if you're doing a replica of a real racetrack, then definitely do those, because that will be a future season. We will be doing some real racetracks, because the Marble GPs aren't all based on, well, hardly any of them are based on actual tracks. They're just based on the theme of a country. Yeah, that is it for today's race. 4 races left. Now the stream is going to continue. Going to be doing a Minecraft stream up next. So if you don't have to go anywhere, feel free to stay, watch along, and like I say, I might drop these Minecraft codes that I've got for those that have Bedrock Edition as well. During that, if I remember to. Know what I'm like. So yeah, that's coming up next. Should you go get a Happy Meal? Hey, I can't tell you what to do, but if you're hungry and you want a Happy Meal and you've got the money for it, then yeah, what? Don't see why not. Gonna work on some F1 tracks this weekend. See, that sounds good. Sounds like a plan. Yeah, for those watching on YouTube, that is the end of this video. So, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.